Heading to New York? Well, I've got just the video for you. I'm here to give you the top tips when it comes to planning your New York trip, including ways that you can save lots of money with attraction tickets direct. Get ready for some top tips to make sure you have the best trip ever. New York is a real foodie city. I think even if I was here for a year, I wouldn't be able to eat all the food I want to eat. Make sure you put a lot of time aside to try all the amazing restaurants and foodie hotspots. You definitely have to go to Bleecker Street, grab a slice of pizza and head to Soho too. Ask taxi drivers. I find that in New York, if you just ask locals, hey, where's good to eat? It's the best way to find the best hotspots. Also, make sure you check out Bleecker Street and check out the shopping there. Here are some of my favourite restaurants. You've got the Standard, you've got Shake Shack. Come on, you have to have a burger if you're going to New York. You also have to try American diners. And obviously, more pizza. The food scene in New York is just epic. We found this great place called Milk, and this is just the coolest thing ever. Make sure you go and hunt one of these down. New York is so quirky. Jack's by Frida is pretty awesome too. Keep an eye out for all the amazing little places for brunch in New York. Jack's by Frida and by Chloe are definitely two of my favourites. Put them on your to-do list. In between eating, you definitely want to see the sights. My top tips for getting the best views: pre-book. It's so important to pre-book. It saves you time and money. I always use attraction tickets direct. They're amazing because you can book a multi-pass, which means that you can see as many things as possible for a really great price. With the Rockefeller, make sure you go down at about 5 p.m. That way you get to see it in daylight and in the evening, and you get the sunset. It's so beautiful. For views, you can also get them at the museums. The Whitney Museum of Art has beautiful views around New York, which is very special. And don't forget Times Square. You have to see the traditional sights whilst you're in New York. The theatre district is awesome too. Look at these views. I think New York is beautiful by day and by night, so make sure you see it both times. Once you've woken up to beautiful New York, it's time to explore again. I highly recommend getting out of the kind of standard areas of New York and going to places like Brooklyn, Soho, and just exploring different areas. You have to make sure you see the 9/11 Memorial. Make sure you've got the time to shop as well. There are some amazing outlets in New York. I recommend Simon Malls. They are seriously good with amazing discounts and just amazing stores that we don't have back home. You can save some serious money, so make sure you take an extra suitcase or leave some room in yours, and obviously eat some cupcakes along the way. This is one of my favourite stores and a must visit. Walk down Avenue des Americas. It's such a beautiful street and they have a Magnolia Bakery on it. There's just a lot to see there, including Radio City, the huge love sign which you'll see on every picture. It's just a really iconic road. It's so beautiful. One of my biggest tips for travel is to just wander around and get lost. That's the best way to explore. Back to the shopping. If you're wanting to shop in actual New York, well, you have to go to Fifth Avenue, walk past Trump Tower, go and see the amazing Tiffany store, and make sure you grab some food along the way. Make sure you see some greenery, so walk along the High Line and then end up in Chelsea Market. Oh my gosh, if you're a foodie, you are going to love this place. It's the most amazing market ever, and the shopping is also pretty good there too. New York really is a city that never sleeps, so just stand and people watch in Times Square. You'll see some pretty interesting things. Oh, and make sure you're going to a Walgreens. You've got to stock up on American candy. Central Station is absolutely beautiful and definitely worth checking out, but mainly because you can have breakfast afterwards opposite in one of the most beautiful diners. It's all about getting an American breakfast, having refillable coffee, and of course, pancakes. Oh, and you can pop some maple syrup on top. You have to really go all out and put bacon on your plate too. It wouldn't be New York without a trip to Central Park, so grab a bike, cycle around it, and you'll be amazed at just how beautiful New York is by bike. Just don't fall off it like I did. New York is exciting, electric, and amazing, so suck it all in and enjoy it. I highly recommend getting a multi-attraction pass. It saves time and money, so make sure you head to Attraction Tickets Direct, because seriously, you want to get as much out of this trip as possible. Enjoy, guys!